A place where up and down are the same. A place where the water and the land constantly fight for the same space. Where animals and plants are aquatic and terrestrial, and man rides horses and navigates with the same ease. These are the Apure wetlands. During summer, the grass and bushes become golden brown, giving the plains a never-ending muster appearance. In winter, the rivers overflow and flood the immensity before them. Apure State is only 6 degrees north of the equator, in the southwestern part of Venezuela. The fact that it is affected by such a high rate of rainfall, that its borders are almost completely rivers that flood during the rainy season, and that it is topographically flat, conditions it so that its main natural environment are wetlands. 16% of the Venezuelan territory is wetlands, and of that, 70% are in Apure, where 70,000 square kilometers are temporarily flooded during the rainy season. This makes it the third largest wetland in Latin America. These wetlands are made up of diverse aquatic environments, permanent slow-flowing rivers, fluvial lakes, lagoons and swamps, reservoirs, temporarily flooded grasslands, swamped forests, indigenous moriche palm swamps, temporarily flooded woodlands, and flooded plains. Birds such as the garza morena, the garza real, the cigüeña, the garzón soldado, and the gavilán are a habitual part of these plains landscapes, while others, like the pato real brasilero, are only seen during their seasonal migrations. Perhaps the most notable representative of the wetland fauna is the caimán del Orinoco, one of the largest reptiles in the world that can grow up to 7 meters. Another vertebrate in the region is the chihuire, the largest rodent in the world. There is an endless list of herbivores of great ecological importance for the stability of these ecosystems. In the water, the situation is no less impressive, since it is quite common to come upon an anaconda more than 5 meters long, carnivorous fish like the caribe, or the pavón, which is highly coveted by sport fishermen. Historically, the Apure wetlands have been populated by diverse ethnic groups, with the Pume and Wahibo being the most common. These indigenous people were able to adapt to the back-and-forth changes of this environment, taking advantage of the flora and fauna of the region. It was only in 1788 that new species were introduced into this ecosystem as a consequence of colonization of the Apure Plains by the Spaniards. Then, the environmental battle became more head-on. The cattle and equine species had to confront extreme drought in the summers. In contrast, the winter water forced extenuating migrations that decimated the cattle. Man, in his eternal desire to mold the environment for his benefit, was forced to control the cycle of flooding and drought. That is how the modular plains of Apure were born. In these regions, the topography has been modified slightly by mankind to create areas that permit the cattle to have access to meadows for foraging and creating internal corridors to allow movement of men and cattle in the flooded regions. The modular plains permit a 500% increase in agricultural production, which represents a tremendous benefit if you take into account that it causes minimal impact on the indigenous flora and fauna. From the agrarian perspective, these modular plains permit the introduction of species like rice, with a regulation of the hydraulic volumes in each area. The modular plains have demonstrated that sustainable usage of the resources is possible in this type of aquatic ecosystem. However, without a doubt, it is also a priority to protect these wetlands in their natural state. Through this, the ecotourism industry attains relevance since it represents a form of use of these ecosystems with minimum impact. Managing the Apure wetlands with wisdom and respect must be our objective in order to continue to enjoy these invaluable resources, and which the future generations will be able to enjoy only if we take the right decisions today.